Hi, good morning everyone. Have a nice day. Now let's start the class. Right. In today's class, we are going to discuss the topic called practical integrator. What is the main objective of this practical integrator topic? The main objective of this practical integrator is one thing is we need to prove that output voltage is integration of input voltage. And second thing is the objective. Second objective here is we need to analyze the frequency response of this integrator circuit. Right? So this is the main objective of practical integrator. As we know that the definition of practical integrator, the output waveform of a circuit. This is if any electronic circuit which integrates the input voltage to get the output waveform, then that is called integrator. We had a discussion about ideal integrator in previous class. Now we are going to analyze or we are going to learn about the practical integrator in this session, right? As we know that, look at the circuit. This is 741 operational amplifier, 741 op amp. So this is compensating resistor connected to non-inverting terminal. And the difference between the differential voltage between inverting input and non-inverting input, that is VD, which is equals to 0. We are applying input voltage to the inverting terminal as VIN. R1 is the input resistance. The current flowing through this R1 is I. I is the current which is flowing through the R1. Your VA is the virtual potential or virtual voltage which is present at the virtual node. Your virtual node is A. So for virtual node, the potential is always 0. And this is the capacitor connected between inverting terminal and output terminal. And this is RF, feedback resistance, which is connected between inverting terminal and output terminal. Right. In ideal integrator, there was only one capacitor. But here in practical integrator, a capacitor is in parallel with RF resistance. So because of this RF, how the things are going to change? Let's see by our analysis. So look at the virtual node here. This is node A, virtual node. If you apply the KCL rule here at this node, then what is the KCL rule? Kirchhoff's current law. The sum of currents which are entering into the node is equals sum of currents which are leaving the node, means moving away from the node. If you observe the node here, I is the current which is entering into the node A. I1 and I2 are the currents which are moving away from the node A. Right? So from the Kirchhoff's law, I is equals I1 plus I2. I is equals to I1 plus I2. Now see here, we need to calculate this current I. According to Ohm's law, the equation for current, well-known equation, V is equals to I into R. Then I is equals to voltage by resistance, V by R. See here, this is the voltage V in and VA. In between these two voltages, R1 is connected. So I is equals voltage by resistance. So V in minus VA by R1. Equation for I1 is V in minus VA by R1, which is equals expression for C, I1 and I2. So what is the equation for I1? Equation ela rayalandi, equation for I1, see here. The current flowing through the capacitor is I1. The current flowing through the capacitor is I1. How to write that? In previous class, we had a discussion about the capacitor and we derived the relation for current flowing through the capacitor. Right? That is capacitance value CF into derivative of voltage VA minus V0. VA minus V0, because capacitor is connected between VA and V0. VA minus V0 divided by dt. That is voltage across the capacitor or current flowing through the capacitor. The expression for current flowing through the capacitor is I is equals to that capacitor value into derivative of voltage across the capacitor dV0 by dt. In the same way, here voltage across the capacitor means it is connected between two terminals, output terminal and inverting terminal. So CF into derivative of VA minus V0 by dt. That is the current flowing through the capacitor expression, plus expression for I2. That is current is equals to voltage by resistance. Voltage means VA minus V0 by RF. VA minus V0 divided by feedback resistance RF. As we all know that the potential present or voltage present at the virtual node is equals to 0. So that and VA is equals to 0 since A is a virtual node. A is a virtual node. Substitute A is equals to 0 in the above expression. Then the expression becomes VI by R1 is equals to, see, if VI is 0, then minus CF into dV0 by dt plus, see, VA is 0, then minus V0 by RF, minus V0 by RF. Now, if you further minimize this expression, then the equation becomes, see here, VI by R1 is equals to, look at the right hand side expression. Here V0 is there. In second term also V0 is there. So take minus V0 as common. If you take the minus V0, or else do one thing. Apply Laplace transform on both sides. Apply Laplace transform on both sides. So that you are going to get the expression as apply Laplace transform on both sides. Then we have, see here, Laplace transform of VI of t is equals to VI of s in Laplace domain, where s means Laplace domain, by R1 is equals to, here, minus CF into dV0 by dt. Laplace transform of dV0 by dt is equals to, ఏమవుతుంది నాన్న? ఇది పక్క పెట్టండి, ఇక్కడ చెప్తాను చూడండి. Since we have a relation, Laplace transform equation, Laplace transform of dV0 by dt, that is dV0 of t by dt, time domain. The expression for this is equals to s into V0 of s. This is well-known equation for us from Laplace transform. Laplace transform of dV0 by, that is derivative of f of t by dt is equals to s into V0 of s. ఇది ఈక్వేషన్ అండి, లాప్లాస్ ట్రాన్స్ఫార్మ్ ఫ్రమ్ యువర్ సిగ్నల్స్ అండ్ సిస్టమ్స్. So that I can write it as minus the CF into Laplace transform of dV naught of t by dt is equals S into V naught of S minus derivative of which Laplace transform of V naught of t is equals V naught of S divided by RF. Right? Now, just we have applied here the concept. This concept we applied here. This formula, that's it. Then look at the expression here. Minus CF into S V naught of S minus V naught of S by RF. So RHS side expression, in the first term V naught is there. In the second term also V naught is there. So take minus V naught of S as common. Then the expression becomes VI of S is E by R1 is equals minus V naught of S, take it as common. Then S into CF, S into C suffix F plus 1 by RF plus 1 by RF. This is the expression. Right? Next, what we want actually here, we are going to analyze the frequency response of the integrated circuit. So frequency response, to analyze that, what we need gain, because the response is always in between gain versus frequency. First calculate the gain of this circuit. So gain equation entandi, gain is equals V naught by V in. That is well known equation. So that is V naught of S by VI of S. Then this equation becomes, to get this from this, what we have to do, see, further simplify this expression. Minus V naught of S of, take the LCM here, that is S into RF into CF plus 1 divided by RF, which is equals to VI of S by R1. Now I want the expression for gain, which is equals to V naught of S by VI of S. VI naught of S is there. Send VI of S, the input of S to the RHS side, and the remaining part of this RHS to the LHS side. Just transfer cheskondamu. Then the expression becomes A is equals V naught of S by V in of S, which is equals minus RF by minus, bring this to LHS side, minus RF by R1 of this remaining term, that is 1 plus S RF CF. So that is gain is equals minus RF by R1. Can I write it like this? Yes, all of you. Can I write this expression like this?
Yes, sir.
Right. A is equals to minus RF by R1 divided by this denominator, 1 plus S into RF CF. Now this is the expression for gain in terms of Laplace domain, because here in this expression, look, S is there. S is always presenting here, right? It is in terms of Laplace domain. Let us convert it into frequency domain. So to convert the Laplace domain into frequency domain, what we have to do? Replace the S with j omega, so that the Laplace domain can be converted into frequency domain. So here we know that S is equals to j omega. S is equals to j omega. Substitute it in the above expression. Then the expression becomes gain A is equals minus RF by R1 minus RF by R1 divided by 1 plus S means S is equals to j omega, because we are converting it into frequency domain, Laplace domain to frequency domain. Why? Why? Because to get the frequency response of this integrator circuit, we need a frequency term. Frequency term is available in the omega. That's why we are converting. So here j omega into RF into CF. RF into C suffix F. See here, A is equals to minus RF by R1 divided by 1 plus j omega into RF into CF. Here in this expression, omega means what? Omega is a frequency component, we know that. Omega is equals to 2 pi F. Am I right? Omega is equals to 2 pi F. Substitute that value. So that here only I am replacing. Omega is equals to 2 pi F. So J into 2 pi F into RF into CF. RF into CF. But what we know, what we know? We know that from the ideal integration circuit derivation, previous topic derivation, from the derivation, FA is equals 1 by 2 pi RF into CF. FA is equals to 1 by 2 pi RF into CF. This value is equals to FA. It is a frequency component, just frequency value, lower cutoff frequency, FA. So that I can rewrite this expression, just replace this expression with FA. Then A is equals minus RF by R1 divided by 1 plus, see here, look at here, we are replacing it with FA, that's it, just. Then the expression becomes, here F is a term, remains here only, F divided by FA. F divided by FA. Here in numerator, there is a minus symbol. There is a minus symbol. We have to remove that to get that. So to get this negative becomes positive, what we have to do? Apply the magnitude modulus, right? So apply mod on both sides so that the expression becomes mod A. A means gain, which is equals RF by R divided by square root of 1 plus F by FA whole square. F by FA whole square. Let's see. You are applying a DC signal means almost all of you know that the DC signal having infinite time period. There is no time limit for that. So the graphical representation of DC signal here is like this. So there is no time limit for this. It is a continuous line. It is continuous line. It goes on, goes on, goes on, it goes everywhere. That's what. There is no time limit for the DC signal. Means the time period T is equals to infinite for DC signal. If time period is infinite, then what about the frequency of the DC signal? Frequency is equals to 1 by time period. Am I right? So that is equals to 1 by, your time period is infinite. 1 by infinite. 1 by infinite value is equals to 0. That is F is equals to 0 means frequency is equals to 0 for the DC signal, which will not get amplified by the integrator circuit. So if you apply a DC signal here for DC, frequency F is equals to 0. If you substitute F equal to 0 in this expression, then what happens? See here, my A is equals minus R by R1 divided by 0 by anything is 0. F equal to 0 substitute. 0 by anything is 0. 0 plus 1 is 1. Square root of 1 is 1 only. So minus, that is plus Rf by R1 is equals to 1 only. That's it. That is Rf by R1 is equal to Rf by R1. That's it. Rf by R1 divided by 1 is equals to that value only. That is R by R1. The gain is Rf by R1 if frequency is 0. If frequency is 10 hertz, then you are going to get gain is equals to something. If frequency is 100 hertz, then you are going to get some kind of gain. If frequency is 1 kilohertz, then again you are going to get the frequency. If frequency is f is equals to 10 kilohertz, then you are going to get some gain. If frequency is 1 megahertz, then you are going to get some kind of gain, right? But at frequency is equals to 0, you are going to get gain is equals to Rf by R1. But if you go increases the gain frequency, then you are going to get the gain. Means the gain will be, if you go on increase the frequency, then what happens? Gain value also you are going to get some x, y, z, some kind of value you are going to get based on Rf and R1 values. Okay, so let's see the frequency response. This y-axis represents gain in decibels. Gain in decibels, gain in dB. And x-axis represents gain in frequency. X-axis represents the frequency curve or frequency line. At frequency is equal to 0, the value of gain is maximum. The value of gain is maximum because in the denominator the value is 1. If frequency is 0, at the denominator the value is 1. Then in the numerator Rf by R1 is there. Rf and R1 values if you know, then that will be the gain. That is adi maximum untundandi. Right? So gain will be maximum. If you go on increasing the frequency, if frequency is 10 hertz, then gain decreases. Gain equation entandi, gain in dB 20 into log mod A to the base 10. Here mod A means this is the expression. Mod A means this is the expression. So this is the expression. If you know the Rf and R1 values as well as F and FB values, then you are going to calculate gain in dB 20 into log mod A by 10. Where mod A is equals to this expression. If you know these parameter values, then you are going to get the gain. So gain in dB here, that is 20 into log mod A to the base 10. If you increase the frequency to 100 hertz, then again gain decreases. If you increase the gain frequency to 1 kilohertz, that is 10 power 3 hertz, then again gain decreases. If you increase the frequency further, then gain again decreases. Like this. So if you join all these points, then this curve becomes like this. If frequency goes on increases, the gain of this circuit integrator goes on decreases. If frequency goes on increasing, then gain gradually it is decreasing like this. Gain goes on decreases. So this is the frequency gain versus frequency response curve of practical integrator. Please copy this.